What is going on, Locks Mob, and welcome back to the Locks DFS NHL Breakdown. I am your host, Narang, and I will be breaking down this 11-game NHL main slate that we have on tap for DraftKings.com. Before I do that real quick, here's my Twitter, @ReallyAddy. Go ahead and give me a follow if you want to talk about hockey, basketball, football, or anything like that. And go ahead and give the company account, @LocksDFS, a follow as well. Just two great accounts to follow. And with that all being said, let's jump into this massive 11-game slate. So you guys know that typically with big slates like this, I just like to talk my way through them. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter, so I'm going to try and just go position by position, talk my way through a couple plays that I like at each position, and then we'll go from there. Starting us off at the center position, though, we have Connor McDavid at home versus a St. Louis team that is good defensively at home, poor defensively on the road, because Edmonton will be able to match up their I'm trying to find it for you and talk at the same time. As we see right here, we got this top line of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Chiasson. It's all stick together at the power play. All three can be stacked in tournaments. Probably not in cash games because it's an 11-game slate, but it's always nice when that third player on Edmonton, Alex Chiasson in this case, gets the same role on that first team power play, which he does. So you can definitely go with McDavid, Chiasson. If you want to make it a 4-team stack or a 4-person stack, you can add in Darnell Nurse. But McDavid definitely my top option at home facing a St. Louis team that I think he should be able to record a couple points against. Scrolling down, there's some news coming out of Philly that is probably important to let you guys know about. Where are they at? Philadelphia Flyers. The main news is the change of their lines. Their power play remained the same except for one thing that I'll talk about, but their lines have changed. We now have Nolan Patrick centering Travis Konechny and Claude Giroux, and then we have Sean Couturier centering Jakub Voracek and Wayne Simmons. The big news here is that James Van Riemsdyk got knocked off the first line, and then Michael Raffi got knocked off the second line. I like these lines a lot better for Phillies, just for Phillies prospects as a team, but also for DFS purposes. I really like this Couturier line. Probably worth noting that they're going to act as the shutdown line because Couturier tends to act as the shutdown line at home, which means he'll get matched up against the toughest Detroit line, which is that Dylan Larkin line. But that Larkin line isn't great defensively either, so I'm not too worried about it. Just know that he probably will get the tougher of the matchups between these two lines. But with that being said, I really like Sean Couturier at 6.3K just because of the minutes upside that you're getting with him. You guys know I think the difference in securing 22 minutes from your forwards as opposed to 18 or 17 minutes from your forwards, I think over the course of an entire DFS season, getting those guys to skate those few extra minutes really does make a big difference, especially when it's a guy that shoots the puck and can block a few shots as well, like Sean Couturier. I mean, just his past 3 games, he's put 13 pucks on net. He skated at least 22 minutes in all 3 of those. And then he's got some good line mates, that he's played with in the past, and I think that second line of Philly can definitely do some damage. As well as Philly in general. I mean, they have a 3.6 team total. It opened at 3.6. They've received 56% of the bets on the money line, and they've risen from -145 to -175. And their team total has subsequently risen from 3.6 to 3.8. So overweight on Philadelphia is a good move for me tonight. And then scrolling down here, there's a lot of options in the center range, but I'm only going to talk about a few, and I'm going to save the rest for the Locks DFS members. But scrolling down here a little bit more, I want to talk about Nolan Patrick, the other center in this Philadelphia rotation. He won't be on this first-team power play. He'll be on the second-team power play, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. Skating with Claude Giroux and Travis Konechny is such a boost to his fantasy value, getting him at 3.4K. And this dude was the number 2 overall pick. He can skate. He's a very talented player, and he's been showing it this year. Just a few games I've watched of Philly. Really looks like Nolan Patrick's coming into his own. I was watching them earlier in the season when he was centering Jakub Voracek. Now he's centering Claude Giroux, Travis Konechny. Love that spot. Love this price. Probably going to be one of my locks, but if not, just an awesome, awesome value. Moving on to wing, starting towards the top, we have we have Tampa Bay at Vancouver. Vancouver's been a better defensive team recently, but Tampa Bay is just a dominant offensive team, still projected to score 3.8 goals, which is the highest team total, tied with Philadelphia. So leading the way at the top for me is going to be Nikita Kucherov. Not much. I'm not going to talk much about him. You guys know what you're getting with him. You're getting one of the safest floors in DFS. Crazy upside in what is a good matchup, although Vancouver has been better since Alexander Edler has returned. Scrolling down a little farther, where were we? Oh, yeah, right here. So in this 5.6K range, Jakub Voracek, I really like him a lot. I think he's going to be the primary shooter on that Philly second line. And I think skating with Sean Couturier is a big boost to his value, something that he used to do in the past and hasn't done for whatever reason this year. So it's nice to see him back in that role. And then scrolling way down, actually, before we get there, Wayne Simmons also on this. He's the guy I wanted to know is upgraded to this power play 1 role. This is where he played all of last season, so it's nice to see him back here. And getting him at this price tag in 4,300 is almost a lock, just because he is on that second line, skating with Couturier and Voracek. And then coming way, way, way down here at 2.9K, let me go to Dallas's lines just to talk to you about what's going on in Dallas real quick. So for a couple years now, we've had this Sagan-Ben combination, and whoever this third skater is he's always in play because he's always like sub 3.6K. It's when it's not Radulov, I should say. It's rotated between so many guys over the past 2 to 3 years. In this case, it's Denis Gurianov. The only catch here is he's not slated to get any power play time, which sucks for sure. But when he was up previously, he played 3 games. He did skate around 13 minutes, which isn't that bad at this price point. And in this role, it might just be worth it. And the good thing with Gurianov is he is one of their top prospects, a really, really talented young skater. So they're just giving him the shot on that first line. The crappy part is, like, if he starts to struggle, or if this line gives up a couple goals when they're on the ice, maybe even one, we could quickly see Gurianov drop down to like a 4th line role, and then Radulov get bumped up to the first line. So he comes with a ton of risk, but if he is able to last on that line for this entire game, he's probably a lock at 2.9K if he's able to last. If not, I like Richard Panik as well, 3.2K as a solid value versus the Islanders team on a back-to-back. Richard Panik, a guy who shot the puck at a fairly decent rate for the past couple of years. And, yeah, that'll probably wrap it up for wing. Not too much to talk about in this mid to high price range, but keep in mind it is noon the day of, so come lock time, the Locks DFS members will have a bunch of quality wing plays. There's a few that I'm really, really high on. But let's move on to defense. We got at the top, leading the way, we got the San Jose guys again versus Minnesota. As we've talked about, Minnesota schemes to allow shots to the blue line, which the blue line, for those of you who don't know hockey, is the defense, basically. It's where the defense shoots from. We got Erik Karlsson, Brent Burns. They correlate really well together, play together on the power play. Both the guys shoot the puck at over 18 iCorsi 4 per 60. So I think both these guys you can probably project for slightly higher shot floors in this matchup. So I really like both of them. Roman Josi, if you don't want to double down on San Jose guys, Roman Josi, we saw him go off I'm in football mode. We saw him go off yesterday. He was one of our locks on the cheat sheet. Put up 12 points, 6 shots on goal. Asked to do a bit more offensively without Forsberg and Arvidsson. He was in a great matchup yesterday versus Ottawa. He's stepping into another awesome matchup versus a Chicago team that loves to give up goals. So if you want to go maybe one San Jose guy, no real preference on either one of them. You could go with either one of them. And then Roman Josi, I think that's a good move. Someone just buzzed my apartment. How weird. Anyways, scrolling down a little bit farther, in this mid to low price defense range, I wanted to talk about. Who did I want to talk about? Can't find him right now. All right, let's forget it. We'll scroll up and we'll start with the other guy, Rasmus Dahlin. He was going to be the mid-price guy. I forgot the cheap guy I wanted to mention. I'm sure it'll come to me. But Rasmus Dahlin, he's a guy who's gotten a price hike. He was sitting at the 3.9K range, 3.6K even. Now he's up to 4.6, a full 1,000 price hike. But it's probably still warranted just because of the role that he is now occupying on this team. I mean, first line defensive pairing, first team power play, skating with Eichel, Skinner, Rasmus, Ristolainen, and Reinhart on that first team power play. 4.6K is still an incredibly fair price for him. It's nothing. It's definitely not the 4Ks that we were getting or the 3.6Ks that we were getting, but I'll still be comfortable paying 4.6K for him. And then I do remember the guy I wanted to talk about in. There were two of them. A couple guys I want to talk about in this lower range. Coming in at 4.2K is Drew Doughty, which is totally crazy to see. I mean, this is a guy that can skate 30 minutes a game. There's only a few guys that can skate 30 minutes. Drew Doughty's one of them. He, if you can see his minutes that I have up on the screen right now, 26, 23, 28, 29, 28, 25, 25. He got hurt, so he's getting 9, and then 26 and 29. Now Alec Martinez is out, which is just a further bump in his minutes. I genuinely think we see him skate 28 minutes minimum in this matchup. And if he's skating 28 minutes, he doesn't even have to really shoot the puck. He's probably just going to get there on block shots alone, despite the point upside and the shot on goal upside that he gives you as LA's number one defenseman. So really like him. And then Taylor Fadin, however you say his name, he's remaining on this Sharks power play 1 as of now. And if he's going to remain on that role, he's going to remain in play at 3,800. A guy that shoots the puck. I had him on the cheat sheet this day where he put up 7.5, 5 shots on goals, couple of assists. Really, really awesome play. So if you can get him in, I definitely like going there as well. But yeah, so that's going to do it. Again, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at RayleighAddy. Go ahead and interact with me up until the slate locks, because again, it is noon, so a lot is going to change between now and lock time. But yeah, with that all being said, appreciate you guys checking out this video. Thank you so much for finding your way back here. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you do enjoy. And with that all being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.